Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Dawn. Today is a bit of a bonus video for the Kit Create collab. I have with me my extra large journal that I'm working on. This one's not as big as some of the other large journals I've been working on. It's 10 1/4 by like 7 1/2. So it's a bit smaller than some of the other like extra large journals I've been working on. But today I have my journal cover. That's all ready to go. And I have my big pile of pages here. And I'm going to put together my signatures, talk through how I'm thinking that through, and then I'm going to bind my journal. So the first thing I have is this giant pile of signatures, and I'm going to separate, or pages, I'm going to separate into two piles because I'm going to do two signatures. So I've already decided I want this to be the very first page of my journal, and this to be the very last page of my journal. So I already made that decision when I pulled these out, which means this is going to be the first page of the first signature, and this is going to be the first page of the second signature. So now I have to kind of divide up. This one has checkerboard and a little bit plain. So I think I'll do this because I know that this one has the checkerboard on the inside. So I'll just do that. And then I actually kind of put the more similar ones here. So I have a piece of vintage fabric, and I'm just going to use that as a page. I have this extra big, in fact I even had to trim the pages, needlepoint magazine. I would have included it in the kits, but I only just found these pages. Now I have to make sure this page is an okay size for the journal because I trimmed them down by hand, and I just want to make sure that they're not too big. Alright, it looks like I need to trim these down a little bit more, so I'm going to pause and I'm going to do that. Okay, so I just trimmed these down a little bit. I'm going to try to do this video quickly because I only have about 20 minutes. So I have these two random needlework pages. I don't think it matters which one goes in which signature. I have two more here that I've just sewn ruffles on. And I'm going to kind of keep an eye on making sure I have different sort of ruffles so that when they spread out in the journal, it still looks good. I have two more here. It says the most important piece of luggage is a joyful heart. Just put that one in the first signature. And then today's the first day of your life. Put that in the, well, I'll swap those. That one in the first signature. Okay, so I have these two, and I'm going to do that. These two are very similar, so I'm just going to be a little bit random and not overthink how I'm dividing these up. I have two pieces here from the pattern that have the extensions on them, which I think is really cool. I have this, and this is a doubled up pattern paper. I have this one here with a yellow ruffle, and I think that I'd like to put a big fabric ruffle here because I have this fabric ruffle on this side over here, and then this has lace and a little bit of lace and ribbon on this paper. So because I've already kind of sorted these into piles of like things that are similar, it's very easy and very quick to kind of make my signatures. Now I just want to double check that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So I have 15 pieces in each pile. So this is going to be my second signature. I'll just set it to the side because I have a limited workspace. This is going to be my first signature. And I know this is going to be the outside page of the signature, and this is going to be the inside page. So we'll just get to spreading things out and sorting them and putting them together. So I have these big pages. I only just found these, or I definitely would have included them in the kit, and I'm kind of bummed out I didn't get to include them in the kit. But that's okay, because I have enough stuff already. I had to stop making the kits and stop adding pieces to the kits because I have so many pieces. So I think for the center that I want to make sure I have a nice big page, but I think I'm just going to go with this one. And make sure that's nicely tucked in there. And then I think I want to put this. I don't know. I think I need something a little more exciting. Alright, I like that. And then maybe, because these are actually blank on the inside, so I could do this and then have this. Just trying to get like a nice variety of pages and make sure that things are, like the thinner papers are next to a thicker paper, because then it will give it a little bit of support. I like the way that looks. And then I just want something, these layers are looking really good, to me at least. Now all the pages in this are going to be different sizes, different heights. So I want to make sure I'm spreading out everything and getting like a nice solid variety. And I just want to double check. These graphic pages seem to be slightly too big. I think I will have to pull that apart and just cut a sliver off the bottom here. Sometimes it can be difficult to get all this stuff measured properly. Just because, you know, there's a lot. There's a lot of different measurements going on in my head, and sometimes I just don't cut things quite right, and I think that's okay. I don't mind trimming it up when I get to the end and realize that it's a little off, and I'll have to remember to do that for the second signature as well. Okay, so now I need to make sure that this is all, there we go, that looks better. This is all tucked in the way I want it. And then get these back here the way I want them. Make sure everything's lined up in a way that I feel looks good. I like that little piece of yellow peeking up. I could put this here and do like even more layers. So I think I'll do that, because now you have layers this way and layers this way, and it looks good on the other side as well. Put that one in, and then I like putting like pattern paper over something with more of a fun experience. We got this tiny piece here, and then I'll just fold this big piece of the instruction booklet from the pattern, and then that's blue on blue, and I love the way that looks. And then we just do this, and then I have this signature here. Just kind of make sure everything's tucked up on the edges, and I have giant paper clips that I should have gotten out before I picked it up. Giant paper clips that I don't remember where I got them, but these are what I use to hold my signatures together. Now, did I put 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I forgot, because it's just a piece of fabric, and I got distracted by all the other fabric. I forgot to add that in, so I have to figure out Now where I kind of want that, and I think I'll put it maybe right here. And I'm just going to treat this like every other page and just fold it up there. Make sure it's nice and straight, and the other pages should hold it in while I bind it, and then once it's bound, it'll be bound in. So it should be secure while I'm binding. Now, I probably could have added more to this signatures. I only have 15 pages. It is a pretty big journal, but I've discovered with all the ruffles and stuff that it can bulk up pretty quickly. So that's my first signature. And then my second signature, I have to trim down my scrapbook paper before we get too far. I'm just going to put the two of them together. And I'm only trimming the bottom. And I know I didn't put any tabs on. I did put ruffles on them and stuff, but I didn't put any tabs. So there's nothing that matters if I trim off the top or the bottom. So I'm just trimming. And that's better. Okay, so this is going to be the outside page of the signature. And let's not forget our fabric this time. And I'm going to set this one aside just because it's a little distracting having it sit there because it looks alright like everything else. Okay, so I'm going to put this one over here to hopefully not forget it. And then just kind of lay my pages out. This is the inside page. And spread all my papers out to see the variety I'm working with and make sure I don't forget that this time. Okay, here's my inside page. Make sure that's nice and creased. And then I think I'm going to dive right in with this piece this time. And just do this. Put that one there. And then I like this big ruffle that I have. And then I have this piece here. Now this is from a composition book that I took the pages out of and dyed. It had some, extra pages in it. But because I just pulled them out of the composition book so that they would be bigger, it did have, like, this is where it was sewn into the book, and it has a lot of tiny holes. So I did just fold it over so you can keep that fun, like, dyed crease. So I just moved the fold over, and I like the way that that looks. Because now on this side you have that fun crease without having to reinforce it. Okay, so I think I want a smaller page, and because this is just lined paper, I'm going to put the fabric here and add some extra interest. And then I'm going to grab one of these with a big ruffle on it and do that. I still have all these pages. I'm going to add this one in next. Again, well, I don't know, because that ruffle is the same. So I think I'm going to do, I don't like that, but maybe I like this. No, it's too much together. So I'm going to see, do I like this? It's still too busy. I need something plain. To mute that, and I don't really have anything plain because everything here is just eclectic pages. I do need to, like, mute. I need something that mutes that, though. I don't know. Alright, I think I'm going to take these off and put this one here or put this one here. I'm gonna have to straighten these back out at the end. And then put something like this here. That there. And then it's hard trying to decide what all looks good next to each other. Alright, and then we have this. I think this is just like a very busy cross stitch pattern, and I just kind of want to make sure that it's not drowning whatever paper is next to it. Alright, and then this one. That looks good. And then, what do we think of this? I don't know. Something a little bit larger. I like that. And then we have some more pages. Just a lot of pages that aren't full-sized, so it's like layering them all together in a way that doesn't get too bulky or drown anything too much. And then this one is our inner page. Alright, I think that's good. I don't know. It works. It's together. We're gonna run with it and not doubt myself too much because I only have 10 minutes, so, or I only have like 4 minutes left. So, because this is such a big journal, I'm probably gonna struggle to bind it, so I'll probably pause and just come back and show it, or not. I don't know. I only have a few minutes left. And I don't know that pausing is going to help that. So I always put 2 clips on the front and then 1 on the back, but the one on the back of the signature is always at the top. That way, if I do it the same way consistently every time, then I don't end up, well, I won't say that. It's harder to get my signatures upside down. So this is what this is going to end up looking like. Now the paper clips, because they're all in the same spot, are in the way. Like you can see that they're like bumping into each other. But that's what that's gonna look like. Nice and crinkly. So this is just an extra video for the Kit Create collab, and when I come back next Monday, I'll have the flip through of my video. I think it's March. I put March 3 on the paper. I'm just now realizing that typo. But it's March 30th. So when I come back on Monday, March 30th, I will have a flip through of all 3 of my journals, bound, completed, and I'll talk about the kit and my experience using the kit, which is a little bit different coming from me than from the other creators, since I'm the one who created the kit. So I'm not going to bind this on camera. It's really hard to stay in frame while binding a journal that's this large. Just because you have to, like, my hand doesn't reach halfway like it does, say, on a journal that's only this big. My hand, as I'm binding, can reach to the middle, but on a journal this big, it doesn't reach to the middle, so there's a lot of maneuvering, and I always end up bumping the camera, so I'm not going to do that. But I showed how I put my signatures together, and then you can see I already have this clip here. I'm going to add some charms. I have some loops here that I could put something on. So yeah, I'll show off this video, or this journal, in the video on Monday, but here's what it's gonna look like you know, on the inside. And I think that that looks really good together. I'm running out of time. I have to go. And you can also hear my kids are getting crazy upstairs. It's spring break. If you're not following the Kit Create collab, go ahead and look at the playlist below. It's been really fun. It's been really awesome. And I still have some kits left. If you would like one, go check out my Etsy shop. And keep following me and subscribe to see what my next kit is, because at this point in time, my next kit is still a mystery to me. So I can't tease anything except that there's another kit coming, because I haven't finished or started putting it together. I'm probably going to do one every 2 or 3 months because I've been gathering a lot of stuff, but it takes time and organization, and so I haven't quite decided what I'm doing next. Thank you all for watching. Come back to my channel Monday. Check out the other creators. I'll have them listed below. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.